Stormborn. The story takes place in the spring of 2022 on a small family farm in Jasper County, Iowa. The owner, John Miller, a 43-year-old father of three, and his wife Rebecca, raise cattle on 150 acres. Their son, Liam, 13, is his father's right-hand man on the farm. Despite his young age, he drives the tractor, milks the cows, and calls each calf by name. They had purchased new breeding cows in the early spring, most notably a breeding cow named Daisy, who was now pregnant. This cow was a great hope for them, and the calf she would give birth to would be crucial to the farm's financial stability. Storm warning. At the end of April, weather reports warned local residents that a severe storm was approaching. Storms are not new to Iowa, but this time the storm was warned that it could reach the level of a Category 3 tornado. John turned off the TV and told his family to prepare harder. Liam reinforced the cow barn and collected feed in covered containers. Most importantly, a special place was prepared for the cow Daisy. As the storm approached, she began to become more restless. "Dad, I think she's going to give birth soon," Liam said. "I hope it's after the storm is over. She needs some peace and quiet right now," John said. The storm began. At about 10:30 p.m., strong winds blew and lightning began to light up the sky. Rebecca went down to the basement with her young children. John and Liam were still busy checking the barn. At that moment, Daisy went into labor. As the wind picked up and the rain beat against the windows, the cow's pained cries could be heard. The labor had begun. The time was very inconvenient, but it could not wait. John and Liam began to help the labor process with lamps. But something bad happened. The roof of the barn opened up under the influence of the wind. Rain and wind blew inside. The cow became restless. Time was running out. If action was not taken now, both the cow and the calf could die. Rescue plan. John made a desperate decision. "We have to evacuate them. I will bring the truck. As soon as you take the calf out, I will take the cow out. But be careful, Liam. Everything is changing here." Liam nodded. He was already soaked, his jacket smeared with mud, but he had only one goal in mind: saving the calf. The cow gave birth with a final push. It was a tiny calf, barely able to stand on its own. Liam wrapped it in a blanket and picked it up. John led the cow out from behind to the cart. The storm winds had reached 80 miles per hour. The trees were falling, the lights were out, the darkness, but Liam could feel life flickering through the blankets. They managed to get the animals out safely. The old garage behind the farmhouse became a temporary shelter. Liam picked up the calf and placed it under the heat lamps. Rebecca prepared some hot milk. It wasn't the first time, but it was the first time in such dire circumstances. The calf needed a name. Rebecca smiled. "He was born in a storm. He's Stormborn." John nodded. "Stormborn Miller. He'll be the most valuable calf in the history of the farm." Early in the morning, the storm had finally died down. The sun had come out, but much of the farm was destroyed. The roof of the barn had blown off, the poles had fallen, the power lines were down. But most importantly, everyone was alive. Daisy the cow was alive, and the calf, Stormborn, was alive. And Liam, despite his age, had saved not only his family, but also his future with his bravery. The local news service heard about the incident and interviewed him. They showed the Stormborn calf on camera. "Let's not forget that a new life began in a storm," the reporter said. Conclusion. Not only animals grow on the farm, but also heroes. John later said, "Farming is not just plowing the land, raising animals. It is a constant struggle, both physical and mental. Every cow is a member of the family. Every calf is hope." Liam seemed to me that night not as a son, but as an equal. He overcame the storm. Stormborn grew up. Later, he also became a breeding bull. Every time they looked at him, John, Rebecca, and Liam remembered that stormy night.